Okay, so I've got a pair of Clark boots, which I like really, really well. Super comfortable. I like they're probably not the nicest boots in the world, but love them. Anyways, unfortunately, the entire sole is kind of ripped right here, kind of at the bend of my foot. So I've already started this, but just wanted to get a shot of it before I actually go through. I've started pulling the sole off here, and then you can see obviously the rubber, and then this inner is all tore up as well. So I've got a pair of hey Tut, old UGG boots here that I don't really like or wear. Anyways, this is just peeling off. You know, the glue has come loose already, and it's got a nice, I guess that's the sole, and then there's the rubber that goes on it. But anyways, it's got a nice sole on it, so I'm gonna try to do a Frankenstein job here with the upper portion of these and the lower portion of these. So anyways, we'll see what happens. Okay, so I've got the entire sole off of, so the upper portion off the Clark boot. Yeah, that's it. It's pretty tore up. So I'll show you so I pulled the rubber off the bottom of this one. It came off pretty easy. So now, just to show you what I'm doing. So what this looks like is there's a thread up here on the top. So basically what it does is both sides go down through the leather and then through this sole here, and they run through, they come into this hole, and then this string on the bottom is run through that loop. So what I'm doing is, and this is kind of tedious, a little bit fun, I guess. So basically what I'm doing is just coming down here and pulling the thread through each one of these loops, and you can see, sorry, here you go. The leather here is what's shoved through, but this should all be loose now, pretty much. Sorry, right here, there's nothing really holding these in anymore. So anyways, I'm just gonna finish doing that, just go around here. This one's not so bad. The Clark boot was hard. The strings on here were super, super tight. This one's pretty easy. The strings coming out of here, like it's not nearly as tightly wound. These haven't been worn much though, so maybe that's why. Maybe the other ones have shrunk up a little bit. So anyways, that's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna pull this entire sole off of here, and it's a little bit bigger than my other boot, so I'm hoping to trim out the excess. But okay, so here we are. Clark boot that I want to keep, UGG boot that I'm trying to rob parts off of. So this sole here had, I don't know, this foot pad glued on. It's got some fur type thing here. Anyways, I didn't want to keep this on there for now. I may end up putting it back on there, but it's too big for the boot that I'm trying to put it in. So I pulled that off. And by the way, the things that I've been using to kind of pry stuff apart, I think this is a shoe knife, which is strange. I've never used it on a shoe until now. Razor blade, and then of course you've seen earlier I was pulling the threads with this. Needle nose pliers, and then another kind of just a little pick to get in there and pick the threads out. So I've got the string all out of here. I kind of went around and tried to flatten this out with a little, just like a little tack hammer type. I kind of put on the vise and just went around and tried to flatten that out. And then I took a brush and just brushed all the dirt out of that. Anyways, big thing that I need to do now, I want to get this pattern of the holes back into this sole here. So I'm going to do my best to kind of piece it back together. I wish it had enough been so falling apart, or I wish it hadn't been such in bad shape. But I think I can kind of piece it back together. I might use some tape, but you can see, you know, this one's the one that's going back. The one that came out of the Clark is going is quite a bit smaller. And so what I'm going to try to do is just lay these two on over top of each other and punch holes using just I don't know what yet, probably just a punch. You know, go down through here, hopefully, and just go around and punch holes. If I can get all the holes, you know, and in the right place, I shouldn't have to do much on this besides run the thread back through here and then underneath. So that's what I'm gonna try to do next. Okay, so I'm getting ready to go through and basically use this as a pattern and put holes in the other sole. So what I did was I duct taped this kind of together just to hold it sort of in place. You can see I'm missing a chunk here. This side lined up pretty good. The other thing I did is I found a couple holes that these three right here lined up with holes that were already in this sole. So I went ahead and put some nails through there. Now let me back up. Before I did that, underneath on this one, I covered up all of the holes that were in here with this blue tape so that I can know which ones are new and which ones are old. So obviously as I punch holes through here, it'll go through the blue tape and that'll show me which ones are the new ones. And then I can just take a marker and draw lines around those ones and make sure that I'm using the new ones. One thing I did do, you know, once I kind of got it all lined up, these just push through. I actually pounded them into this, I got a piece of plywood right here. So this is pretty sturdy. This is actually a new hole. I think I'm gonna leave that nail in there. And then I've got a bunch of little punches here, but I may end up just using some nails and go around and basically just go to each hole and punch a hole in so that they transfer into the new sole here. So anyways, that's what it looks like right now. Like I say, got my piece of plywood, nailed this in so it's nice and sturdy, it's not gonna move, and then I can get all the rest of my holes in without having it shifting around or anything like that. Okay, so got all the holes punched in. I kind of drew a line as I pulled the tape off. You can see we're pretty short up here, about lined up with the old holes in the back. Anyways, this is going to be kind of a pain. You can see some of the old and new holes. I kind of messed up. I got really close to the edge over here for the new holes, and you can kind of see it curve here. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and give this a shot. So basically I'm going to be running this thread back down through through here. I don't exactly know how I'm going to do it yet. And then the bottom thread goes through the loop. So you loop it through here, it goes through this hole, and then this goes, and you kind of loop it through there, and then that white one goes in between, you pull it tight. So I went around and opened up all the holes on here as well. On the actual upper portion, you can see they're quite large. So I just kind of reamed them out with a punch that I had to make them a little bit bigger, hopefully a little bit easier to you know, get the thread back down through there. So we will see how it goes. Okay, so here's the upper with the new sole sewn on, kind of what it looks like. You can see over here on this edge, I got pretty close to the edge of the shoe itself, so it's not great, but anyways, that's what it looks like from there. And then these are all laced up. So what I did, I used, I've got these heavy duty needles, sewing needles. You can see this needle's been through a lot. Anyways, it works good. It's got a pretty big end. So what I ended up doing was just, let's see, you know, going through each one of those holes, and then on the bottom I ran the white cord there through the loop as I went through, and then just tightened each one by hand. So I did all this by hand. It's pretty tedious. Anyways, so I've got that. I've got some shoe goo here and the sole from the other one. So this sole's quite a bit bigger, but basically I'm gonna take it and line it up the best I can, and hopefully that's what it should look like. I do need to clean these up when I get done, but so what I'm gonna do is put this on and glue it, and then take some rubber bands and put rubber bands, you know, all throughout this, because if you just look at, I know it's not sitting flat there, but the toe of this boot's curled up quite a bit, so it's not going to want to stay there, and the back end is too. Anyways, I'm going to use the shoe goo and rubber band this whole thing, but get it put down and put rubber bands on it and let it cure. Okay, so it's the next day. I've glued the sole on the bottom and let it kind of cure, dry out. So I didn't get a video of doing that, but it's pretty simple. I mean, I took this shoe goo and gooped it up on the bottom of the, you know, the sole that was on the bottom of this upper part, and then I put a bunch of it on the rubber portion. I don't know shoe terms, but anyways, but here's how it turned out. So you can see kind of around the edge, you know, there's some little gaps and things here and there. I'll probably just leave it for now. I might try to fold some of this leather back down, but I think when I wear these a little bit, it'll kind of smush back down and kind of hide the seams. You know, you can really, on this boot, you can really see the seams very well. On this one, they're, you know, in certain spots, they're kind of hidden because the boot's kind of pressed down. But anyways, there's the unchanged one, the unmodified, and here's the new one. So you can see it's, you know, quite a bit different in the look of it. I'm probably just gonna wear these. These are my everyday kind of just wearing boots. So I'll probably wear these a little bit and see if that holds up. Again, the only reason that I did this to this one was the old one had a big hole right across here. This one's getting thin, but no hole yet. So when I glued this on, I used a bunch of these rubber bands, basically wrapped them around this way. I wrapped a couple around this way just to hold everything flat. You know, this upper part wanted to kind of curl up, especially at the toe, where the rubber portion was laying flat. So I had to do something here to kind of keep that down and hold it in place. You know, would I recommend doing this? Probably not. You know, you take it to the shoe repair guy if you have a really nice pair that you want to keep. The reason that I did these ones is because, again, number one, they had a hole, and when it rained, my feet were constantly getting wet. So after you know, many times of my feet getting wet, I'm down to getting new shoes anyways. I'm probably gonna get a new pair, but I just wanted to see if I could do this, see how hard it was. I just wanted to see, just to see if I could do it. So that's it. You know, if I had to buy all the pieces and the new, I reused the string here and the string on the bottom. If you had to buy all new materials and really cut everything out yourself, probably wouldn't be worth it. I mean, these are fairly expensive boots, but not, you know, maybe 150 bucks. They're not, you know, $400 or $500 pair of boots. I just really like them. I like the style. You know, they're pretty plain, and just really like them. So overall, I just wanted to do this to see if I could do it. Not necessarily to actually save the boot because they're anything special. Yeah, you'd probably end up spending more money if you had to buy all this stuff, and even the supplies. So anyways, thanks for watching. See ya.